Hello, the internet, and welcome to the world of precure as we talk about the Healing Good Precure series from good to evil. First, let's start with the purest of pure. Get it? Pure, precure, cure. Get it? And work our way up to the most evil. These characters are the good. Taking the first spot as most good, we have the mascots Latte, Rabarine, Pegatin, and Nyrotron. The main mascots of the series, Latte is the daughter of Queen Tetuni, a wide-eyed puppy who is very friendly as she is cute. She is very loyal towards her temporary owner, Nadaka, and her friends, and her protectors, Rabarine, Pegatine, and Nerotin. Even though she's very young, she still knows the series of a mission and will try to help out the Cures to save the day. Plus, her trying to save the Cures when being crushed while sick showed her braver side to her. While she can wander off at times, this is more of her being young than malicious. While Rabbitine, Pegatine, and Nitrogen are the Cure's main power sources and main protectors of Latte. Though they may have their faults, with Rabbitine being a bit stubborn, Pegatine being a bit cowardly, and Nitrogen come across as reckless, but at the end of the day, they care about protecting the world from bioguns and prove to be great assets for the girls to stop the villains, and without them, the Cures would never be the Cures, so they earned the gold medal of good. In second place, we have Kaguya. First appearing in the movie, a spirit born from the miracle flowers, she was adopted by scientist Serena. She's a kind girl who wants to spread good dreams for everyone. She even gets along with the dog and her friends very well. Despite that her mother can't spend time with her, she still puts on a smile. Even though even though she has little time on this earth. She even grants the Cures a new form to help save Tokyo, making it very satisfying that she gets a second chance to be with her mother. She clearly gets the silver medal for good for just wanting everyone to be happy. And that's good, really good. The bronze medal of good goes to Nadaka Handara, aka Cure Grace, the main character of this series. Nadaka has quite a rough past, suffering from a mental illness that causes her to be hospitalized for a very long time. Despite this, Nadaka still carries on as she's shown to be a very compassionate girl with a strong sense of justice. Whenever there's trouble, she's like a bygone causing trouble and destruction, or someone is in danger, Nadaka will be there to save the day. Even as a citizen, she's just as sweet, as she's willing to help others and is a loyal friend. That's not to say she's perfect, as she can still be a bit reckless and can underestimate the situation at times. Still, she's always has the best of intentions, and given that she's 13, that's quite impressive. Next, we have Chiyu Sawazumi, aka Cure Fountain. The second Cure of this series, Chiyu is the most focused and intelligent of the group, being both in high grades and even in sports. Though she does have some doubts in where her dream is, rather being an athlete or to run her family's hot spring hotel. Like with Nadaka, she's very compassionate, with a strong sense of justice, and will help out her friends and those in need, as well as being a caring older sister to her brother, Toji, even saving his life at one point. Next, we have Asumi Furin, aka Cure Earth, the final Cure to appear in the series, originally spirit after hearing the cries from Queen Tetuni to save her daughter and girls from being killed. She comes to life and becomes Cure Earth to save the day. She's easily the most powerful of the Cures, using her power to stop many threats. Her main goal is to protect both Latte and the girls. However, this can also be her downside. Because she was born as a grown adult, she tends to lack common sense and can't have a bit of one-track mind. Thankfully, as the series goes on, she starts to adapt to her new life more, even becoming friends with the girls. And for the last of our Cures, we have Hinata Harase, aka Cure Sparkle, the final of the Cures. The Cure with the fluffy skirts, Hinata is easily the most hyperactive and rambunctious of the group. She's usually friendly and kind to those around her, and has a lot to say. This can easily be her downside, as she can easily be sidetracked and get distracted. Despite this, Hinata never backs down from a fight and will fight for her loved ones. Next, we have Yasuko and Takeshi Handara, parents to Nadaka. These two are nothing more than loving and caring parents for her. When their daughter was sick, they stayed with her so that she wouldn't be alone and encouraged her to overcome her illness. Later on, they allowed Nadaka to look after Latte and even become attached to the dog. They even allowed Asumi to stay at their place, not knowing that she's a spirit come to life. And in the finale, when they realized that their daughter was a cure, they still kept it a secret from them, showing their gratitude for saving the world. Yasuko also earned some hero points in the movie when she saved her daughter's and her friends' lives, even costing her own life at one point. Don't worry, she comes back towards the end. Loving, kind, supportive, these two are clearly some of the best parents in anime, and they earn a spot in the good. Next, we have Kohushi Marumia. Teachers in cartoons and movies either fall into the stuff being strict type or the cool and friendly type. Koyoshi falls into the latter. He's a very kind teacher who cares about his students' well-being, especially our elite girls. And like with Yasuki and Toshiki, he's a very loving towards his son Kota, as well as protective of his son, like when he faced a nanobigan. Granted, it does turn into a gigabigan at one point that causes more massive destruction, but he was in control of his actions. Plus, he and the other residents chose to keep the cure's identities a secret for saving their lives. Clearly a good man. Next, we have another parent, Nao Sawazumi, mother to Chiyu and head of the Sawaze Hot Spring Inn. Like with Yasuki, she's a very kind and caring mother to her family, especially her daughter Chiyu. She's also a determined hotel owner, always making sure that her guests are always satisfied with their stay. We also give her points for not being the type of mom that wants her daughter to follow in her footsteps and is okay one path Chiyu chooses. And of course, was grateful when she found out that her little girl was a precure. Next up, we have Teruchi, Mei, and Yuta Hiromasa. They're Hinata's father and older siblings. Teruchi, like the others, is a very loving father towards his three children, especially his little girl Hinata. He is the owner of Hamarta Animal Clinic, in which he helps sick animals. After Yuta and Mei, we got Yuta, who is a veterinarian who helps sick animals, and Mei operates the juice bar called Wonderful Juice to serve to people. They care a lot for Nata and are very friendly to those around them. And of course, they even keep their daughter's identity a secret after finding out that she's a cure. Next, we have Toji, Chiyu's younger brother. Younger siblings in media tend to be annoyances towards their oldest. Even Precure has done this before. And while Toji can be a bit of annoyance at times due to his clumsiness, at his heart, he clearly cares about his family and wants to take over the family business when he grows up. And of course, there was the final episode where he, along with the others, decided to keep the girl's secret. And finishing off the good characters, we have Queen Tatuni, Queen of the Healin Gardens and mother to Puppy Latte. Tatuni is a fair ruler who clearly cares about her people and especially her daughter Latte, and is also very grateful for the cures for taking care of her daughter and saving the world, even forgiving them when they accidentally bring a nanobigan. However, we do have to admit it's a bit useless, so she earned a spot in the good. A low spot in the good. Now with the good characters out of the way, we get into the gray area. Starting out this section, we have Michu Masuki. At first, Michu doesn't really start out the best way, with him coming across as antagonistic towards the girls, believing that Nadaka is behind the monster attacks. While he can come across as a snitch like Randall from Recess, unlike Randall, Michu doesn't want to cause misery to those around him. He's just trying to write a good story for the school newspapers. As a journalist, Michu is very passionate about writing a good story, and is willing to admit when he went too far. Plus, he was one of the citizens that kept the girl's secret identity, so there is a good kid after all. Next up, we have Saruwu, a very grumpy monkey and one of the members of the Healing Guardians. Heru is considered to be one of the most unpleasant beings in the series. While not evil, his unpleasantness can make him hard to like, as he has a hatred towards humans for causing problems and pollution to his home, hence his distaste for the cures. He even blames them for bringing a nanoboggin, even though it was just an accident. Though thankfully, after defeating the monster, he does have a change of heart. We can't understand why he wasn't fond of humans, so he's just trying to defend his home. And around another gray area, we have Serena Gashuni appearing in the movie. Serena is kind of hard to rank. On one hand, she clearly cared for her adopted daughter Kaguya and only wanted the best for her. Plus, she was a scientist dedicated to helping humanity, but on the other hand, she can also do some pretty questionable things like unintentionally put her work before her daughter at times, and especially capture the Yes Precure 5 team to use their dream buds in order to make her daughter's flower bloom again so she won't lose her. Serena is an interesting case where, while she does have good intentions, it's the execution that makes her come across as questionable. Not to mention that she did nearly put Tokyo in danger. Thankfully, she does realize her mistake and does try to better herself towards the end. And for that, she just barely stays out of the bad tier. Speaking of which, we're now entering the bad to evil. First off, we have the Mega Boggins, the main monsters created by the Boggins, and the main monsters that the Cures have to fight and purify. They are mindless monsters that cause destruction and mass mayhem. But since that's what they are, mindless monsters, they rank just on the bottom of the bad. Next, we have two characters, Kedre and Nabusi, these two only appear in one episode. These two beings were created by Durzin in order to take down the Cures. Thankfully, these two were easily defeated. Next, we have Guy Waru, one of the generals of the Boggins. He is a very muscular guy that likes to use violence for everything. Like with the other Boggins, he is very loyal to the Boggin King and will do anything to destroy the world, which is pretty terrible. I mean, really terrible. Shindoin is next. The only female member, she is shown to be a very petty woman, always complaining on not getting her way. When she transforms into a Giganto, her first act was in effect Koyotu, a child mind you, before his dad showed up to save him. Just outside the podium, we have Ego, one of Serena's creations. While he was following orders from her, Ego was clearly more power hungry. He tried to take people's dream buds, and even tried to kill the Cures and even Kaguya. He even backstabs his master, showing that he only cares about himself and is just a power hungry being. The only good thing that is, after being purified by the Cures, he does regret his actions, but considering how cruel he was, this is still not enough to save him. The bronze medal of evil is going to Bata Tomoda. Despite his goofy personality, this Roman man is actually one of the most dangerous foes the Cures have faced, as he's one of the most skilled fighters, nearly defeating the Cures. The highlight of his evil is in the 19th episode where he had the Cures caught and tried to kill Latte, a sick puppy. If trying to kill a puppy isn't evil, then I don't know what is. If it had not been for Earth, then he would have led the Boggins to victory. It deserved him that he was finished. In second place, we have Daruzin, the second in command of the Boggin King. He's easily one of the most infamous characters in Precure history, as he's pretty much worse when you know his history, as he was responsible for Nadaka's illness in the first place, making Nadaka's life a past a living hell. He also has no qualms of harming those, especially Nadaka and her friends. We can't forget the time when she stabbed Nadaka with a shard that put her in the hospital and nearly killed her. He also rejected Nadaka's offer on redemption, choosing to stick with the bad guys. Cruel, cold, and even murderous. Durzin is just a heartless monster, but there is one more. Easily earned the gold medal of evil, we have King Boggin. That name says it all. Given that he's the main reason the Boggins even exist, and their main goal to destroy both Earth and the Healing Garden, there's no reason why he earns this high spot, though he relies more on his minions to do his dirty work. In the series finale, he becomes this being of pure evil. He also has no qualms of harming anyone, including his own team. It's those reasons why he earns the gold medal of evil. Alright, That's my list. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you all next time. Woohoo!